Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Krēpǝr Corner. I am your co-host, Lee McClanahan, and in front of me is my other co-host, Lucas Swanger. How are you doing, Lucas?
Just capital, my dear boy. I can't wait for this tale of ribaldry you've got in store for us today.
Oh, just you wait. I've searched high and low, and I have found a Larry David joint. Yes.
Larry David?
Yes. Tonight's tawdry tale will be called Sour Grapes.
Ooh.
Yes, prepare yourself for adventure.
What could possibly go wrong? And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. We just finished Sour Grapes.
Yes, we did.
As you can tell, Lee sounded like he enjoyed it. I did not.
I'm glad to help.
Let's get some initial thoughts from Lee first before we dig into it. Lee, what did you think about Sour Grapes?
I saw it when it first came out. I'm a big Seinfeld fan.
Mm-hmm.
Love Larry David.
Mm-hmm.
To me, it had the Seinfeld humor. It came out around the time Seinfeld had finished airing, so still had the flavor. And I was young, and I enjoyed it back then. Rewatching it now, it wasn't as funny as it used to be, but I still got a few chuckles here and there, which you did not.
No, I think I chuckled one time during the whole thing. Otherwise, this was just a massive slog to get through.
Slog.
Just completely unfunny.
I did not find it boring, though. Not in the least.
Oh, I almost dozed off once.
I know.
I think Lee caught me.
You took your glasses off, and I'm like, you're not liking this, are you?
It wasn't good. It felt like a long TV show.
Yeah,
the way
like
all the cameras set
yeah.
up. Well, see, Seinfeld's a TV show, man. I want to see a movie.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to see a Seinfeld movie, they'd have made a Seinfeld movie, and they didn't. So,
yeah, well, they kind of did through this.
I
I don't really have as much to say about it as evidently you did, because I enjoyed it. But tell the audience what the movie was about.
Oh, Lord. Two guys, Steven Weber and Craig Bierko, apparently go on this trip to Atlantic City or New York or somewhere. Is it Atlantic City?
Atlantic City.
Go to a casino, and Craig Bierko plays his last quarter in a slot machine, and a machine takes 75 cents. So he asks Steven Weber for 2 quarters. So Steven Weber gives him 2 quarters, and Craig Bierko winds up winning $400 and some odd thousand out of the slot machine. So Steven Weber gets upset, and he thinks he deserves a little bit of the money, or actually half the money.
Half the money.
He deserves half the money, and gets offended when Craig Bierko hands him like $1,000 check. And so begins the comedy of errors known as Sour Grapes. This is killing me just talking about it. That's how bad I thought this movie was, because it's a comedy, and I use that in air quotes. Comedy, because it's not funny. And I was very disappointed, too, because I like Larry David. I like Seinfeld. I watch Seinfeld. I still think it's funny when I catch reruns. Curb Your Enthusiasm, what I've seen of it, I liked.
Mm-hmm.
But this, I have no idea what he was going for here.
Maybe that's why he hasn't made another movie since.
Maybe.
His writing style definitely should be used for television.
I'd have to agree. I don't think he can carry a 90-minute movie by itself in terms of writing and whatnot.
Yeah,
if you cut this down to a 30-minute, 45-minute deal or something, short film or something, yeah, this is probably pretty hilarious. But
they drag everything out.
Everything's dragged out way too long.
Yeah, as a kid, I was okay with all the bickering back and forth because that was funny. You know, you get the characteristic from the mother that you see in all these television shows. Hey, Howard, the whiny. And that's exactly what this movie was. For 90 minutes, everyone whining over 50 cents. And, you owe me half the money. I do not remember that much whining being in the movie the first time I saw it, but everything was just drug out. I still laugh because I have memories with it. You didn't laugh but one time.
No, just when the guy got his testicles cut off, started talking. That was pretty much that was the highlight, low light. This movie right
the highlight, low light.
Yeah. Oh boy. Okay. Well, Lee, let's talk about some performances that stuck out in this movie.
The dog. No, I like Steven Weber. I thought he was pretty funny. His facial expressions were funny to me.
See, I felt he was doing a Jerry Seinfeld impression.
Well, he kind of looks like Jerry Seinfeld. I think he was.
A lot of his inflections sounded like what Jerry Seinfeld would say in an episode of Seinfeld. This felt like a 90-minute episode of Seinfeld without the cast of Seinfeld in it.
Just with stand-ins?
Just with stand-ins, basically. Because the little patient, the balding patient that Steven Weber talks to like a couple of times in the movie, that could have been Jason Alexander.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and definitely Craig Bierko was Kramer.
Yeah.
I mean,
definitely.
Even his hairstyle.
Yeah.
Pulled back, kind of spiky.
Yeah.
Not necessarily wavy and all over the place, but he put you in the mind. His facial expressions, his big teeth, smoking the cigar, lanky.
I was going to point him out for a new segment I call "What the Fuck," and what I want to do with "What the Fuck" is point out a performance or a scene or a musical choice or something that just makes you go, "What the fuck?" And Craig Bierko was making me go, "What the fuck?" I don't know what he was doing. Was he? And you said himself was Kramer, and I can see that now. There was a Kramer vibe going, but I didn't know if he was trying to be a cartoon character.
He was
or what?
Overly excited for no reason.
He was way too animated. He was trying way too hard to get this material over, and it didn't work.
And Steven Weber was kind of low key, like the middleman.
He's doing a Jerry Seinfeld.
Exactly.
Jerry Seinfeld's a straight man in the Seinfeld show, and Steven Weber was basically Jerry Seinfeld. Basically.
Yeah. Well, let's see. The women, they leave their respective boyfriends, and they don't come back. I actually expected them to come back.
Well, one comes back, but not for Steven Weber.
No,
for the guy with no balls.
Yeah, got his balls cut off. And when we say got his balls cut off, Steven Weber is a surgeon, and this guy was a TV actor, which coincidentally, the TV show reminded me of Friends.
Yeah, that was done on purpose.
Definitely a Friends ripoff. Because they were going head to head with Seinfeld. I'm sure that's why they did that.
No, they were on the same network, man.
But I know.
Actually, Friends came out like an hour before Seinfeld did.
They were on the same network?
Yeah.
They were on
NBC.
Fox? I thought Seinfeld was Fox.
No.
Okay.
NBC is part of Must See Thursday, man.
Oh, wow.
Where you been, son?
It's been years.
Get at me, son.
It's been years.
Get at me. Get at me. Get at me. Okay.
I didn't start liking Friends till after it was off the air.
I stopped watching after they got rid of the monkey, Marcel.
Yeah, I don't remember the monkey. But anyway, back to the point at hand.
Call yourself a nerd. Anyway, get back to the point at hand. Anyway, dude got his balls cut off. All right.
Yeah.
Any other performances that stick out to you, positive or negative? Because I didn't have a positive performance in the bunch here.
Orlando Jones is always funny as the bum. I like the way he delivers lines. I like his tone. I just think he's funny. When he looks at the camera when the money falls in his lap, that was classic. But when you said, was he trying to be a live-action cartoon, talking about Craig Bierko, the music in this movie was all Warner Brothers Looney Tunes music. They use it in nearly every.
Now you
cartoon.
know they use classical music, right? These were all classical pieces.
Yes,
of music.
they're real music, but
I like how you automatically went to they're Warner Brothers cartoon music.
well, it is. I can't think of the titles of this stuff, but it's music that I've heard my whole life through Warner Brothers cartoons. And during the pieces of music, people are overly animated, especially Craig Bierko, and that was funny to me.
So, do you think Larry Day was trying to write a cartoon of sorts, or?
I don't know what he was going for.
Because he's either going for like a live action cartoon or one of those 40s, 50s era comedies. A lot of the shots and
a lot of the shouting back and forth.
Yeah, a lot of the shots and transitions reminded me of an older movie like that.
It had a lot of Abbott and Costello back and forth with the yelling and whatnot. You know, who's on first, what's on second type stuff.
Right.
You know.
Right. Yeah, I could see that. All right. I have no performances that stick out aside from Craig Bierko's what the fuckness going on there. So I've said my piece on that. What was your favorite part of the movie?
The high pitched voice, definitely, when guy gets his balls cut off. Yeah, that. But anything Steven Weber when he makes those faces. There was one part in particular when he has his surgical mask on. And someone asks him about, we need to find hot water. He stretches his mouth open, and you can see it through the mask. And I just thought that was hilarious. Yeah. It's like, I got to go across this hospital to find hot water. He was so concerned and so lazy about not going to get hot water. I thought that was funny because he's a doctor. He knows he needs hot water, but he didn't care. You know, he just... already WTF on his part.
Right.
So,
yeah, Steven Weber's usually pretty good. I like his stuff. He was pretty good in Wings. And
oh, yeah, I love
I actually
Wings.
liked him in The Shining pretty well, that miniseries that came on ABC quite a few years ago. He did a pretty good Jack Torrance on that.
Yeah, I didn't see that. I saw this where they redone the lady in the tub, and she was a lot creepier than the one in the Jack Nicholson version. But yeah. That's all I saw.
Yeah, he did a pretty good job in that, but this... It just didn't win me over at all whatsoever.
I really liked him in Dracula Dead and Loving It, but I know you hate that movie.
No. No, that's another no.
Nope.
My favorite part of this movie, when the credits rolled. That's my favorite part of the movie right there.
That's sad.
If I had to pick one thing I like about this movie, probably the music.
Yeah.
I like classical music. To a degree, like I don't think about cartoons automatically, unlike my esteemed co-host here whenever he hears
now let's
in the
get
Hall
this,
of the Mountain King.
Let's get this straight. The only reason I brought that up is because you mentioned it first. You're like, I bet you're sitting over there wondering what cartoons you heard that music
that is
in.
true. Yeah, I didn't mention that.
So that
because
means,
I know how his mind works.
Yeah, he thought about it too, folks. That's why he brought it up. We think alike. Yeah.
No, don't let him kid you. All right. It's time to play How Would You Do It?
Ooh.
If you were given the option, would you do a remake of this movie? Would you do a sequel to this movie? Or would you leave it alone and explain why, Lee?
If I had to redo this movie, I would call it Seinfeld the movie, get the full cast, and play the same story out, but with the... You know, their music, their settings, all that. I think if you do a Seinfeld movie right, you could pull that out with this story. Mm-hmm. I think it would have been okay if you'd have got the cast of Seinfeld to do this movie because people know those characters, they know what to expect. You would have probably thought that was funnier with those guys. Their sense of comedic timing is better because they are comedians. I wouldn't necessarily say Steven Weber's a comedian just because he was in the Wings, you know.
Right.
Craig Bierko, he's only been in 2 comedies that I know of, this one and the Scary Movie.
Yeah, somebody explained to me, where did Craig Bierko come from? Is he?
That's the first movie I ever saw him in.
Right.
And I know he was in Cinderella Man. He was Max Baer Sr.
Oh, he's Jethro's dad. Huh?
Yeah, he played Jethro's dad. And
interesting.
He was huge in that movie. And I'm like, this is the guy that was in Sour Grapes? I mean, it's like totally different turnaround. But other than that, I don't really know much else he's been in that I've seen.
Yeah.
Let's go to imdb.com. See, because we're doing this, I wouldn't say live, but we're doing it as we record. So,
Right. Well, you can always cut this out.
Well, yeah.
And I'm sure we will.
Craig Beer.
Some of it.
Oh, look at this. Cinderella Man. Very first thing that pops up.
Best known for Cinderella Man.
Mm-hmm. Known for Cinderella Man, The 13th Floor, Scary Movie 4, and Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Oh,
Fantastic movie.
Yeah, that's a pretty good movie.
Yeah. Let's see. Ooh, he's got 76 movie credits.
So he's been around.
Yeah.
I just haven't seen him in a whole lot. Okay.
Yeah, Law and Order SVU, he was in quite a bit. Elementary, he played Jim Fox. The Three Stooges movie.
Are you going to list off his entire filmography? I just wanted to know if I'd heard anything he'd been in.
That's about it.
Okay. Fantastic. Excellent detective work, Lee.
I do what I can, yeah.
I appreciate that. If it were up to me, I would just say, no, I don't want to do anything to this movie. I want to run away from it as fast as I possibly could. Knowing what I had to work with, nope. I think Lee had the right idea to, get the Seinfeld cast, because this really, a lot of the performances and stuff and all the actor choices I've seen, I really think Larry David had the Seinfeld cast in mind to do this movie, and for one reason or another, they all turned him down or something. I mean, I don't know the entire story behind it, but it just seems like
it might have been a Seinfeld script at one point.
It could have been.
And we didn't use it, so I'm going to expand it.
Yeah,
If
you wanted to put this in the Seinfeld universe somehow, the Seinfeld cinematic universe,
it would definitely fit.
I think, yeah, you could probably do that.
And it has to be in New Jersey. I mean, it's Atlantic City, so it's right next to New York.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
Yeah.
It's right down the road.
Goodness. All right. Before we get to our final scores, our Ray Fanchers, just some quick little random tidbits of trivia and where you can find this movie if you're so inclined. This movie received a 5.8 out of 10 on IMDb.
Half.
Received a 23% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes and a 36% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes.
Okay, I can't help that. I can't help that.
This movie grossed $220,000 in 2 weeks, and it was only in theaters for 2 weeks. So
wow. See, it's kind of a B movie. It fits.
Larry David himself regrets making this movie. He does not want to talk about it. That's a fact. I feel his pain, and I just watched the movie. He actually sat down, wrote, and directed this movie, so I cannot imagine how he feels.
I have nothing after that. I have nothing.
And Roger Ebert is quoted as saying, "I can't easily remember a film I've enjoyed less." So, Roger, rest in peace, and I'm right there with you, buddy.
This is awful.
If you want to watch this movie for yourself, although God knows why you'd want to, we watched the DVD. I think Lee bought it for $1.95 at McKay's. I saw on the sticker.
Yes.
You can definitely find it used somewhere if you want to go all fancy schmancy on the internet. You can buy it on YouTube for $2.99. Google Play has it for $2.99, and it's streaming on Vudu, iTunes, and Amazon Video.
Wow. That's more places than it probably needs to be.
Yes, very much so. Very much so. So, anything else we need to bring up before final verdict?
Oh, no. Just if you like Seinfeld, you might get some kind of enjoyment out of it. Like I said, it's nostalgic for me. So that's probably why I enjoyed it more than I probably need to.
All right. You know the drill here, Lee. 30 seconds.
Okay.
Well, I don't have my clock. Well, I got a clock, but I got a bell, too.
Oh!
I got a little dingy.
Sound effects.
But I don't have a timer. Do we have a clock in here anywhere? Or a watch or anything of that?
No. Does your phone not have a timer?
It does, but I'd have to come out of my bell app. I have an app for my bell because I couldn't find a bell at the Dollar Tree today. So, let's see, I got 30 seconds on the clock. And go.
Sour rapes, of course. Anything to do with rapes. I don't know. Seinfeld rapes my ears. Pouring grapes. I don't know how that's a porn title. I don't know. Sucking tits. I don't know. I can't think.
Oh, son.
I'm terrible at this.
You disappoint me, man.
I know.
Time's up. Ooh. Time's up.
Rocky comes out of the corner ready to fight.
Oh, my goodness. You could have said sour gapes. Power gapes. Power rapes.
Keep going.
That's all I got.
Yeah, it is.
I hate to use rapes in a porn title because that's not cool, man.
Well,
rape is not cool.
No, it's not, but that's all I had. I mean, that really...
That's all you...
Oh, I hate you right now. Well, I tried.
You did try. Nice effort.
Yeah.
Nice effort.
A for effort.
A for effort, F for execution.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
With that said, we'll give Lee the chance to give a final score. Of course, Ray Fancher, blah, blah, favorite teacher, blah, blah, watch movies in his class, blah, blah. All right.
Blah, blah, blah. Okay. You want my final Ray Fancher score?
I want your final Ray Fancher score before I give mine.
I will give this one, and I'm not going by nostalgia, I will give this one 1.5.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it wasn't as funny as I remembered it.
Now, if you remember 25 minutes ago, he said, I love this movie. I thought it was great. And over the course of 27 minutes, I've worn him down to a 1.5 Ray out of 5.
You know, I never was going to give it a 5.
Right.
And I did love it when I saw it. I didn't actually mean I loved it when we saw it just now. It really did not hold up like I was hoping it would. Like, when I picked it out, I'm like, oh, yeah, he's going to love this. It's Seinfeldian humor. He loves Larry David. We watched it. I drowned, you know. So that's the territory. That's what we get for reviewing these movies for you folks.
It's true.
Yeah, we love our job, though.
We take bullets every once in a while.
I'm taking most of the bullets.
It's true.
I will say the very first movie, though, that's still good. It's our best one, and I picked.
That probably is the best one we've seen so far on the Krēpǝr Corner. So
Yep.
It's a good choice, but that'll only take you so far. The Goodwill is wearing thin.
Yeah.
Right now after this one.
Yeah.
Well, Dead Rising kind of
you even
down in half.
You even mentioned that you would rather be watching Dead Rising as this.
I think so, because I actually had a little bit of fun with Dead Rising Watchtower. I mean, it's still a badly made movie, but at the same time, there was things I could watch and like make fun of and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Sour grapes, man.
Nothing to make fun of.
Nothing to make fun of. I haven't had an experience this bad watching a movie since Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Out of the Shadows, which came out earlier this year.
And I still don't understand why you did not like that movie.
That movie made me feel like an old man. If you'll go back and listen to the DuckSquad episode where we review that movie. You know how some folks will say movies today remind them of, or they say it's pixels smashing into other pixels, fighting on top of pixels, defending more pixels.
Yeah.
That's how I felt watching Ninja Turtles. Nothing carried any weight whatsoever.
You're right, it didn't. They all felt floaty.
Everything was floaty. Nothing really mattered.
Nothing really
matters. Nothing mattered in this Sour Grapes movie. Getting back to the topic of hand, this movie was just awful. Just not funny.
But it was well made.
Meandered.
It was a big budget film. It was a B movie as far as it didn't make a lot of money and it didn't last very long. But I enjoyed the nostalgia.
I enjoyed it so much I gave it a 1.5.
Yeah.
I gotta give this thing a 1.
Well,
straight 1. I think that's the worst movie we reviewed on the Krēpǝr Corner, to be honest.
I'll give you that. Even Robo Shark, we gave it crap, but it was still entertaining.
I was entertained by Robo Shark. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, it's a 5 out of 5. The experience of watching it was 5 out of 5. The movie itself was a 1 out of 5. So, but the experience was a 1 out of 5. The movie is a 1 out of 5.
Ooh.
Everything's a 1 out of 5 on this movie. I no.
So that's okay. So that's your final score.
A 1 out of 5. And we discussed nothing for the past 2 minutes. Or whatever Lee decides to cut out.
Yeah, just back and forth. Okay, well, we went through our game. We went through the movie. I guess next week we'll be back with another movie for you.
I believe so.
All right, then.
All right.
Well,
take it easy, guys. Wubba-lubba-dub-dub.
as he laughs.